I'm host Joe Eppele, and this week you're joining me as we head down to La Pampa, Argentina to join Alejandro and his team at TGB Outfitters to hunt red stag in the peak of their rut. The trip got a little interesting right out of the gate as the world entered a global lockdown from COVID-19. Fortunately for us, Alejandro and his team hosted us for the entire 14-day quarantine and made sure this was a trip we'd never forget. Stay tuned, because this is a hunt you won't want to miss.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given, yeah. Through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed.
The Edge is brought to you by Hornady, Vortex Optics, Snowy Mountain Rifles, G5 Outdoors, Prime Archery, Linex Canada, Kifaru International, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, and these fine sponsors. Method Flow Products, High Mountain Seasonings, Off Grid Food Company, Yokohama Tire Canada, Canis Athlete, Swellfish Outdoor Equipment.
Quiet Cat is the best hunting and overlanding e-bike in the world. Created from the bottom up to be overbuilt and overpowered. Don't be fooled by imitations. Quiet Cat, where the road ends, the adventure begins.
I'm host Joe Eppele, and on this week's episode of The Edge, you're joining myself as well as my good friend Wade as we hunt red stag down here in Buenos Aires. We traveled over 20 hours to get from my hometown in Squamish all the way down here to Buenos Aires. Crashed at a hotel last night. We've got one last little jaunt to do today. Our shuttle service is picking us up soon, taking us to our last charter flight, going down to La Pampa to meet Alejandro and the boys to go hunt some red stag in the beautiful hills of La Pampa, Argentina. Well, we made it. Finally down here at TGB Outfitters. It was a bit of a long journey, but it was well worth it. Talked to Alejandro. He said we're in the middle of a heat wave we've had here, hotter than they've had normally, but the temperature's supposed to drop on Monday. Just gonna go inside, get our bags unpacked, pull out the rifles, make sure they're still shooting true, and then get in the bush this evening and see if we can't get a quick hunt in. Well, the first evening hunt in Argentina got off to a bit of a slow start. The unseasonably high temperatures seemed to subdue the rut activity, just like an elk hunt would. We took advantage of the opportunity to stretch our legs, get to know our guides, and work out some simple communications, and just take in the scenery. Tonight offered a bit of foreshadowing of things to come, and it became very apparent that we were going to have to work for it to be successful on this trip. Joining me on this trip is my good friend Wade Lacton. A couple years ago, Wade made a very sentimental hunting knife for me containing my father's ashes. And when this chance came up for him and I to hunt together, I thought it would be a great opportunity to show some appreciation for all the hard work and thought he put into that knife. Yes. let me tell you, the most exciting thing tonight was waiting for us when we got back to camp. Alejandro had these amazing steaks sitting there waiting for us and this open grill setup that I don't know what he did, but those steaks were absolutely next level. We ate like kings, shared plenty of laughs, and we're going to bed full of high hopes and anticipation for things to come tomorrow. Good morning. Shortly after 5, we wake up, have a quick breakfast. Trucks are waiting for us. Everybody's gonna load in the trucks, get in the bush, and hopefully they're roaring this morning. It's been a tough hunt so far. It's been unseasonably hot. And obviously having 3 guys trekking through the bush doesn't make it easier. But the temperatures are slowly starting to drop and we're hoping it's going to turn things around. All in all, it's just gorgeous down here. Unbelievable experience so far. As things continue to change, it's going to pick up here. It's going to be a great hunt. Stay tuned. Interesting times down here in La Pampa, Argentina. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 or coronavirus outbreak, which is making travel very interesting. We just got an update that our flights home have been canceled because airlines are starting to shut down and there's threat of border closures, which certainly makes life interesting. Makes you wonder if you made the right decision coming down at a time like this and you wish you were at home with your loved ones. But you got to stick with the decisions you made. You can't go back on that. Just going to stay positive, stay focused on the task at hand, which is putting together a great show. But it's getting tense, starting to weigh on us a little bit. Let's trek on the came up over the ridge. There's 2 stags roaring at each other. Came right across the edge of this clearing. But both of them are too small. We're coming through the bush, going after some roars, and we see some pigs coming through the brush. And Lucas looks at me and points and says, "Lunch!" Shouldered the rifle quickly. Unfortunately, we didn't get the shot on camera, but by Lucas's excitement and by my previous experience with hogs, I think we're in for a pretty good lunch here. Beautiful sized animal. And we're gonna get him back to camp and get him cooked up for everybody back at the house. Oh, my friend! Last night, Wade got a shot at a beautiful stag. Unfortunately, we weren't able to recover it last night. They tracked it as far as they could. Just ran out of good light, so we went back. They came back to camp, got rested up. We're back here in the same area. We're gonna look for some tracks and hopefully have a recovery. Even sometimes on a good shot on these stags, they don't always leave a lot of blood behind, which can make it a little more challenging than a typical hunt for tracking. So you can see the ground's really dry here. We're doing our best to go along and follow the same tracks. If we're losing the tracks, we're just looping back behind, picking them up again and going along. These guys are amazing. They've been going through and picking up tracks that I have no idea they're there. Even when they're pointing them out, I still can't find them. So you can tell they're extremely skilled at what they do. And it just makes you that much more confident that we are going to recover this animal, which is great. And I know that you're pretty happy about that as well.
Yes,
Wade
sir.
didn't sleep last night. So we're going to keep going as long as it takes to find this animal. Let's do it. That's what we want to hear. Look at this. Come around the corner and you just see those sticking out of the grass. Amazing. Good work, guys. Very good. Come here. Oh, that's got to feel good.
That feels great. TGB rocks.
Wow. Thank you guys so much for helping us. That's it's tough. Again, next day recoveries aren't exactly what you want when you're going out here after these animals. Clearly it was a good hit though. Just ran out of light last night. Wade, I know you must feel pretty relieved right now,
Really well.
but
Feel real good.
this is an absolutely beautiful animal and a phenomenal representation of the genetics out here in La Pampa at TGB Outfitters. This isn't the first stag we've seen in the bush. We've seen a lot of them, but it's a tough hunt. It's challenging, but as you can see, it clearly pays off when it happens. Do you want to say anything to the camera?
I think I've said it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said it. You're happy?
Thank you very much, everybody. TGB did a great job.
During Wade's recovery, one of the guides spotted a stag in the area that they'd been trying to call for quite some time. And because we were down for an extra week, we quickly shifted focus, left Wade to take his pictures, and headed out after the stag. Before we knew it, we were back in the hunt. That's my first red stag. That was a hard hunt, but moments like this make it all worth it. unbelievable. Looks like we're having red stag backstraps tonight.
Joe,
All right, so
you gonna carry it by yourself?
here we are. I'm not gonna carry it by myself, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna attempt to get both animals out of the bush hole. So we're gonna pick them all up as a group, carry them over. We drove a truck to about, you can almost see it through the trees, about 200 yards away. And these gentlemen think we're gonna be able to lift this up as a team and bring it over there in one piece. So wish us luck.
Vamos, Joe!
Doing well, guys.
¿Quiere para acá? ¿Quiere para acá?
One moment. One, two, up.
Vamos. Padre, mira, saca, which way are we going?
Come on, come on, come on. Venga para acá, Augusto, venga para acá, venga para acá. Non si cae mai, no?
Daisy? And we have finally received notice. Our return flights are booked from La Pampa to Argentina tomorrow evening. And then from Buenos Aires back to Canada a day and a half later. This will be our last full morning here, or a full day, I should say, here in La Pampa, Argentina with TGB Outfitters. Getting up. He was batted right there. What an experience. What an experience. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Good to see you. Wow. Look at this. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Done. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. You, perfect shoot.
What a hunt. Look at this beautiful animal. He was bedded down. We've been hiking hard all day and just spotted him. You could just spot the tops of his crowns hanging out through the grass. And we got in nice and close before he noticed us and jumped right up. And quick shots, put him down on the ground. Could not be happier with how that played out. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this adventure. Thank you to all of our partners for making this possible. And as always, you know, thank you for TGB Outfitters for having us here and sharing this experience with us. This is something that I will remember for the rest of my life. And if you have ever been considering going on a red stag hunt, I cannot recommend TGB Outfitters enough. Just a truly top-class experience from start to finish. And I can guarantee you, you will not regret making this call. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much.
The Edge is brought to you by Hornady, Vortex Optics, Snowy Mountain Rifles, G5 Outdoors, Prime Archery, Line-X Canada, Kifaru International, Wolverine Guns and Tackle, Victory Archery, the Carbon Arrow Experts, and these fine sponsors. Method Flow Products, High Mountain Seasonings, Off-Grid Food Company, Yokohama Tire Canada, Canis Athlete, Swellfish Outdoor Equipment.
Live on